Just a short one this time, folks. It's been a long day, but a somewhat interesting one. In our case today in the courts, we did, of course, get damages awarded to us. However, we had some contentious issues to raise with the judge. We pointed out that one of the people present in the court had threatened to kill me under the CCTV cameras in Justice Nicholas Kearns' court in the High Court. No, she wasn't interested. I asked her again to deal with the fact that the witnesses hadn't turned up as subpoenaed. No, she wasn't dealing with that. I asked her to clarify whether or not she was conflicted. No, she had no recollection of that and she wasn't dealing with that either, etc, etc, etc. Judge Karen Fergus used the courtroom today to further impugn my good name, given that I'm actually trying to prove a defamation case that's been going on for over 5 years where the defendant hasn't even turned up once. She still managed, in her judgment that she read out to the court, to impugn my good name once again and actually imply that because of the work that we are doing with Integrity Ireland, that I had a questionable character. Can you believe that? Incredible. But it just goes to show you how these people think. Much like Commissioner Callanan, the Garda Commissioner, describing the whistleblowers as disgusting. Yeah? Now, me too, because of my activities within and outside the court. Then, said Judge Karen Fergus, if counsel were involved in this case, he may have pointed out the fact that Mr. Manning's character was questionable because of these activities. I genuinely find it incredible that a judge of the land in such a high esteemed position of authority and power, supposedly people gifted with intuition and insight and understanding of human nature, how they can say things like this. But it's an indictment, as I told Judge Karen Fergus, it's an indictment of the corruption and the dismay that is felt by people going up in front of this so-called justice system, which is, frankly, an absolute travesty. Anyway, without further ado, we'll move on to a slightly more entertaining aspect of the day. After we were discussing matters in the local pub, having a cup of tea, of course, we got notification that there were 2 visitors in a cafe across the road. Those visitors were Mr. Enda Kenny and Minister Francis Fitzgerald. Now, of course, this was a golden opportunity for us to go and have a little chat, given that Mr. Kenny in particular has been avoiding me personally and avoiding communicating with us and avoiding answering the pointed questions we put to him about his relationship with the Collins brothers, one of whom is a definite criminal and the other one who has been described by people as of a very low character, a malicious individual, etc, etc. And again, I make no excuses and no apologies for being frank and open about this. Justice Judge Karen Fergus today in the court suggested that myself and my associates, that's you guys, think that due process only applies to us and that nobody else has a right to it. How absolutely ridiculous. How absolutely ridiculous. If I'm defaming someone in these videos, if I've said something that isn't true, please sue me. The only reason I'm not getting sued is because the people I'm talking about know absolutely 100% that what I'm saying is true. And they know if they take action against me or anyone else who's making these allegations, that they face proper exposure. All they can do is cast aspersions in our direction. Oh, Manning is impugning the good name of other people, but he expects to have his good name protected. Not at all. I would not say anything bad about somebody. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even say something bad about someone that I knew had done something wrong, unless I sensed that there was deep and profound malice behind it and that it was something that we had to do, something necessary in order to redress the injustices that are being caused. Anyway, back to the point. We walked in and we interviewed Mr. Kenny and Francis Fitzgerald for the best part of about 3 minutes, I think. But as sod's law goes, once we walked back out and checked the video footage, the first 2 minutes were gone. And we can't understand how. We're looking at the equipment at the moment to see if we can recover it. Anyway, for your general entertainment and edification, here are the final 40 seconds or so of that brief encounter.
Yes. Okay, of course. All right. I'll write to Mr. Kenny and I expect to meet you. All right, I'll get in the situation. So clarify your relationship with the public works. And why you've been ducking and diving for years. You're more than welcome, that's cool. Mr. Chair, there's a prosecution on the way.